Hey, what's up, guys? Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is Oakley HiDef.
And I am Psychoduck, and we're here with a competitive map feature showcasing Bunker Hill, which was the map that was in the awesome Insomniac trailer the other day. So this map is kind of a different kind of competitive map. It's very objective based, and since Oakley kind of started it, I'll let him kind of introduce you to exactly what the map is.
Yeah, this was a joint project between Psychoduck and I. I had started it, just building something on sort of the Montana-Alaska area, and I started with the area where the turret is. Just kind of, I'm always, as Psychoduck will joke, about building bunkers. So I'm like, this is an interesting place where I wanted to build a bunker, and it started there. I was gonna build out into sort of an infection map, but then I decided to team up with Psycho and do a competitive. And it worked out really well because of the area. You have cool architecture. It breaks away from all the grays that you usually get from a bunker. We work well with the terrain. And you can see there's all sorts of interesting areas, right here being the centerpiece. The base has lots of ways to get into it. And I guess I'll let Psychoduck talk about the more competitive layout.
Yeah, well, one thing that's different about this map is whereas most objective-based map, obviously this is an asymmetrical one. Most asymmetrical objective maps, you'll have sort of an attacker's base and a defender's base, and then the defenders will have to push well outside of the base to kind of confront the attackers and defend them. Well, in this map, the entire defensive area is essentially the bunker, but it's not all, it doesn't all inherently belong to the defenders. So you actually get this interesting gameplay where you're fighting within the bunker and there's like 87 bajillion ways in and out of it, and there's just all these dynamic ways you can attack and defend it. And, you'll be holding one area and then some attackers will push through from another side, and it just gets it gets very interesting, and it's a lot of fun for one flag CTF and territories, which is what we'll be showing here.
Yeah,
So
I really like the map, just the way it came about. Like Psychoduck said, it's not completely the defender's base. You can get on the roof, you can go around the sides. There's so many entrances, sightlines, and stuff like that. And initially, the map was named a high ground map. It started to get inspired, kind of like high ground, where you do have a base, but the attackers can get in relatively easily, and then you fight in and around the base. So that's where it was, and then we moved it onto Bunker Hill as the name, but it still has a lot of sort of reminiscent elements.
of high ground, yeah, and it's definitely more similar to high ground than anything else, but it's kind of difficult to compare it to anything. So there's kind of three main approaches to the bunker, where there's this central path, which we flew through. We're kind of looking out the entrance there, and that's what we're looking at right here with the turret over it. And then there's kind of a sneaky side path off to the right, which I believe we're about to walk down, and then there's another main path to the left.
And yeah, on the right is the shotgun. Rockets are here. I guess we'll call out the power weapons. And the rockets were placed there by Psychoduck specifically to be able to take out the turret or just sort of breach and clear as you push that main entrance.
Right, and the turret is kind of interesting because it kind of has this little kill box, so you can kind of use it more effectively than you might on most maps. And then there's also a grenade launcher off on the left side, which can be pretty useful. And then, of course, needlers and whatnot. And the attackers also get a ghost. So something that's kind of cool is you can push the ghost through the main bunker and kind of clear some defenders out. But of course, if the defenders get their hands on it, you're in trouble. And you also get a mongoose for flagpole.
And by that crate over there that you can see, that's where the sniper spawns.
Right. Oh, I forgot to mention the sniper. Yeah, the sniper's definitely very, very effective. There's really some cool ways you can use all the power weapons on here, and of course the assault rifles. Great weapon to use all the time. This is Oakley's assault rifle.
Yeah, I was spawn and run with the assault rifles, so you'll be seeing mostly that. Another cool thing about this is, as an attacker, if you're up in that courtyard up there, you can choose, do I want to go to the roof, do I want to take the left exit, do I want to go directly in, or do I want to like roll in with the mongoose? So at any point, you can switch up your strategy, pull out and attack from another area, which is what I really like about this. And also just the way the interior of the map is designed. It's kind of like multi-terraced curving interior base, so you get a lot of push and pull inside of there, and it cuts up the sight lines and allows two teams to fight back and forth over the area.
Right, there's really never like a 90-degree angle or anything. It's very sort of non-standard in just the geometry of the map. But like Oakley was saying, it's very cool because you can see a group of attackers pushing down a certain side of the map, and they could come through like any of 5 different entrances, and it's and it's something that really keeps you on your toes as a defender and just really mixes it up and keeps it interesting as an attacker. So obviously there's this like main hallway here, but then there's so many different ways you can flank around. You can come through the back or up, hold the roof or whatever.
And yeah, this becomes kind of it's a good choke point. It's not like the biggest thing in the world where everyone is forced through here, but if you do take the flag out here and it happens to get dropped here, you'll see a lot of bloodshed, and that's what you're going to see here is kind of everyone jumping down on it, which is nice. But I just want to remind people that there are multiple exit routes you can take it.
Right, and we'll be seeing more of those as the video progresses. But yeah, I mean, especially in territories, you'll really see the use of all the different entrances because you're just dynamically like spreading throughout the map and throughout the bunker, and it just gets really interesting. But yeah, if the flag goes through this main way, it's going to kind of get funneled through, which is fine, and you can definitely pull it, but there will definitely be a pretty hectic fight over it at this point, because this right here is also a pretty big choke point.
Yeah, I do like the way you pull the flag. It's not like once you get out of the base, you're free. We've actually had some long battles, in this last green stretch right there. So, it's always in contention.
Right, and of course you're taking the flag back to the crashed Pelican, only to realize, oh, crap, this thing's still crashed. You're not going to get away with it anyway. But here's some territories, and you can kind of see we're looking at Territory 1 down here in the little courtyard. Territory 5 is up on the roof. And then Territory 4 is here, and Territory 2 is kind of off to the right there. And then Territory 3 is kind of buried in the back of the base. So as a defender, you're really going to want to focus on trying to hold Territory 3 and 5, with 1 and 2 kind of being the easier ones to take. So if you can really focus on the more defendable ones, you can really just hold up and get some really cool defensive gameplay.
And over here you see one of the many tactical jumps. I just wanted to point that out. There are little rocks all over the place that you can use to get up on the base.
Right, yeah, there's about like 50 bajillion entrances into the base, there's about 50 bajillion different ways onto the roof. And all the just crisscrossing, overlapping paths and entrances just make it very interesting. Because you never really get a stale moment on here, because you'll think you have like one path locked down or something, and then 5 guys will just come from the other direction and through any number of entrances and all that. And it's just very interesting.
Oh yeah, and those fusion coils are super fun. The way we have
the fusion coils are really fun. I don't know if there were any good clips of someone getting.
I think there's one later of Love Gun where he's coming at me with a shotgun or something, and I just toss a grenade.
Oh yeah.
So they're strategically placed back there, and you can see down in the bottom right they'll be placed over there. So those are actually good for clearing out people. Also, I kind of call the ones by the door the welcome home greeters, because once they spawn, you just wait for the defenders to rush through that door in like a group, and then you just blow everything up.
Right.
But I think they have a minute respawn.
Yeah, they do all have a minute respawn. It was kind of interesting because in earlier Halo games, you'd see a lot of explosives and fusion coils and whatnot on the maps, and I think that was kind of lost in Reach, but it was kind of interesting going back to that and just having all these fusion coils, and like, there's just a lot of non-standard elements on here. Like, the turret is actually something you want to control.
It's and use so fun ripping this thing out.
Right. A lot of like most maps, like if you're playing on Asylum or whatever, you just don't touch the turrets because they're just not worth it. But on here, it's just so much fun, and it's just really cool to like try to lock down an entrance with it. And of course, 5 seconds later, you're getting flanked from somewhere else. But it's just a lot of fun. So the attackers have taken 2 at this point, and they're working on taking 1, which. If you're defending and they take 2 and 1, I wouldn't worry too much. Now they also took 5 though. And if they take 5 or 3 early on, you're in trouble as a defender, because those are the ones you really want to hold up and defend with all your ability. But they're also just a lot of fun to attack.
Oh,
as long as you don't blow up from the fusion coil, that's very good.
Yeah, I think something I just realized we might want to mention, there are a couple health packs also around the base. One is right here,
Oh, right.
And then there's another one in the main entrance that, you know, the tunnel that comes down with the window coliseums. There's another one
Under
in
the
there.
turret.
Yeah, under the turret. That's a better name.
Right.
And then up on a ridge in front of the turret is going to be another one that's kind of on the roof, or
Right.
roof level.
Which is more geared towards the attackers. And there's also a needler up there. And there's just, you know, all that good stuff to attack and defend. And yeah, you'll be running around hectically trying to find a health pack or whatever. But man, you really got to watch out when the attackers start taking 3. You're in trouble if you can't flush them out of there. So
yeah, when you're fighting between 3 and 4, it's actually really fun. Because as an attacker, you know, you just come down this path here, and you can switch over, go on the roof, and drop down to the other entrance. So it's a lot of back and forth. Same with the defenders here. You see me constantly switching between them, so it's really fun. You never feel like it's impossible.
Right, and in something that's so based on like defense, you know, you might think that gameplay is going to be very like immobile, and you'll be just sitting somewhere like trying to lock down an entrance, but that's not the case. Because if you do that, you know, you get flanked. Like it just happened. And yeah, you have to really be on your toes, moving around, like hopping up on the roof and looping back and going through different entrances, blah blah blah. Whether you're on defense or offense, it's, just, you know, it's very different, very dynamic, and very fun.
And here we go with the yeah, drop the grenade. There you go.
Right. Oh yeah. Love gun just gets splattered against the wall. That's great. Yeah, those fusion coils are a ton of fun. There's actually a couple more up on the roof. And there's you know, some other cool stuff up on the roof too. There's actually an AA gun. Yeah, one of Oakley's favorite things. And then of course there's that crashed pelican. You know, there's all those aesthetic touches that Oakley likes to do. And, you know, it really adds to the atmosphere, because I think it's a really cool atmosphere with the bunker and all that. But we are about at the end. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this map. Feel free to download and subscribe.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Signing out.